Welcome to Saturday meditation session. There is a saying in Hindi. I'll translate into English. It looks, it even if you hear in Hindi, it looks beautiful. धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए माली सींचे 100 घड़ा ऋतु आए फल होए. So if I translate into English, so the master says, "Oh mind, everything happens in the world outside or inside, step by step, in a slow and a steady manner. Like the gardener may put 100 gallons of water on a single day, still the fruits grow by the season." Same thing with the meditation. One succeeds in meditation when the knowledge is realized. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of our true nature. Every master speaks about it. The same thing in a different way. They may talk of emptiness, they may talk of true nature, they may talk of the self. But they say that the knowledge is realized in stages. Like, we cannot get a driving license in few minutes. It takes time. First time you buy an iPhone, knowledge comes step by step. Oh, the first step is to open it. Second step is the setting. Third step, how do I receive the email messages? How do I receive the text messages? How do I so you see that there are different buttons, icons for it. But our mind is obsessed with an idea that once I get the information, I will realize meditation. Oh, it's nothing. So those people say focus on the breath. Every day you focus on the breath for 5 minutes and you will succeed in meditation. We have lot of instant meditation technique. They are good for relaxation. But to say them that it is a meditation, it leads to meditative state. So here the master says, the moment you enter into a meditative state, it is irreversible process. What is irreversible? It cannot be changed now. So that is why it is known as awakening. So what happens when it is irreversible? It is not reversible. Once you realize the meditative state, you never go back. What happens with the instant meditation? People changes the teachers, people changes the practice. No, this practice is good, this practice is good. It is good to try everything. But here the masters and the teachings of the Eastern wisdom says, first is the mind lives in ignorance. So when there is 100% ignorance, it has to be, master teaches in 4 steps. I don't know, let me know the principle. I don't understand, let me understand the principle. So when you understand the principle, something happens in the mind and the intellect. The mind, changes from, it rises above, if I say so. It removes the doubt. It leads to the mind has a conviction. Yes, peace and happiness is inside. But because of the ignorance, what is that? For example, the peace and the happiness are not inside, it is outside. So, the mind says start running outside. And that is how the mind is distracted. So you see that the mind is scattered in million directions outside, in objects, on a person, on a location. And then people come to me, they say, I'm okay at home, but when I go to a workplace, it gives me tremendous stress. I'm not okay with my spouse at the home. Now I realize that I made a mistake. These are known as the impurities in the mind. So if you go to the modern psychology and counselor, they say, oh yes, I know, I can understand your spouse is a problem. You are okay. But the masters of Eastern wisdom says you are not okay. Why your mind is thinking about this? Why your mind is feeling ill will and bad about others? Why don't you change your mind? That is why it is known as the impurities. I'm talking with reference to meditation and awakening. That's a different subject. How to live into that state. So you see that the ignorance, the impurities and the distractions, so you remove all the three and it is directly proportional, or I should say inversely proportional. Whatever, I'm using both the words. So the proportion by which these three impurities and ignorance and the distractions are removed, in the same proportion you grow into meditation. That is what the master says, the knowledge is realized in stages. So in today's meditation, let us pick up the step and understand. The first step would be we raise our awareness. Normally, we do not live in self-awareness. We live in other awareness. You are listening to me and still, in the room where you are, there is a sudden noise and mind starts thinking, what the heck, why this people are making a noise? I'm doing meditation. So mind is outside. So we have to raise our awareness. That should be the first step today. And then the second step, Patanjali says, all the practices of breathing, we understand. Our mind claims that we understand breathing, respiration. There is we talk in science that, the oxygen level increases in the body. Body means what? The physiology of respiration. So, is there any physiology of meditation? We say that the real nature transcends the body. It is good to understand physiology of breathing and the respiration. There is more carbon dioxide elimination. But this understanding is good. But this understanding is not going to help us to succeed in meditation. As far as, health benefits is concerned, we should. So that is why I stress on that we should understand the principles of Eastern wisdom. Take as Patanjali. So the Patanjali says, all breathing practices has twofold benefit. That is why we will add the breathing. Any breathing. Or you change the rate and the rhythm of the breath, that is going to help you. So the first benefit, it says tato dandana dharana sucho yogyata manasa. Naturally, you get remarkable focus of the mind. Now see, there is a misunderstanding in Eastern psychology and the Western. Focus. So in Western psychology, ask you where to focus. No. The mind that is scattered outside is gathered inside, is understood as focus. The mind is living naturally within. Why? Desire is the impurity of prana, and that makes the mind run after the people, the objects, and the things. So that is why the Patanjali uses, it gives you the remarkable focus of the mind. And the second benefit, tatakshiyate prakasha varanam. Gradually it starts removing the layers of ignorance. Like any steel bowl that is rusted, and you start rubbing, gradually it shines. That is the rule Patanjali says of the pranayama. They are going to do that. In another step, we change our experience. By repeat practice, the mind realizes that this relaxation in the stillness, relaxation comes not by running after millions of things outside. When this mind stops running, something from inside descends into the body and gives you relaxation and stillness and a calmness. When it will come? I gave you the Hindi verse, dhire dhire re mana. Everything happens in the world outside or inside with a slow and steady. The gardener may put 100 gallons of water after sowing the seed. It cannot become a tree overnight. So layers and layers of ignorance are dropped. So we have to not change the experience. While living in that practice of meditation, we allow the mind to experience. See, you did nothing and you are experiencing. Then the next step will be to discover, to know, to realize if the mind is living within. Why? Peace and happiness are inside. Peace and happiness are inside. Peace and happiness are inside. So we'll pick up a step, living within, and then we will go for awakening within. I may add, depending on the people that I look at, so I will just see that how you guys are doing, so I will change that step also. Always remember, after doing the meditation, it is good to contemplate and reflect on the 4 steps. I don't know. So ask your mind, do I know? No, I know. So if the mind claims I know, do you know based on the principles? Now, meditation is a state of paying attention non-judgmentally. You see that? You might have read that definition. But we have to go back to the root from where the meditation is originated. They are good. Everyone is good. We are not going against. But we want to evolve. We want to succeed in meditation. We don't want to succeed in relaxation. You can get relaxation, physiology of relaxation, biochemistry of relaxation. Induce the drug and you are relaxed. So there are a lot of other stuff. So meditation is a discovery of our true nature. We will complement physiology, biochemistry, neurophysiology, everything is good, brain, but we keep our mind totally clear that it is something behind the mind and the body and the intellect and the thoughts. So that we need to understand. Do I know it? No, so I have to follow those principles. So remember those principles and contemplate on those principles. Is there anything behind the wave and the foam and the clouds and the ocean? No, there is nothing. I see only the ocean. So the master asked the next question. Is water first or the ocean? There is no ocean without water. There is no ocean without wave. There is no ocean without foam. There is no ocean without. There is no water without. No, just the opposite. That is one set of argument for understanding. What is wave outside? What is inside? Water. What is a foam in an ocean? Inside, water. Form is an appearance, body is an appearance, mind is second appearance, intellect is the third appearance, but essentially it is all water. Same thing, it is all self, and that leads to awakening. So close your eyes, let us start our journey of meditation today. So close your eyes. First thing, close your eyes. We raise our awareness. Why we close our eyes? Naturally, when the eyes are open, 80% of our energy, the prana, is lost through the eyes because it wants to know. And there are trillions and billions of the objects outside. So we give a break to the mind, and that leads us to being comfortable. That leads us to being comfortable. See that? And then we understand what is being comfortable. And I simplified it. Sometimes we go very deep into being comfortable, and sometimes it's an easy going. Look at the neck joint. Neck joint, you feel the sensation, and when you feel the sensation, check you're comfortable and experience the steadiness. Now, two things we are doing in the first step. How to raise your awareness? You slow down the speed of the mind. By default, the mind is running. I'm saying something, your mind will give different interpretation. You see, the mind is always running. Otherwise, the mind will say, I did not understand, let me see. The mind will say, no, he claims, but he doesn't know. I know it. You see that? The mind has no stopping. That is why we are doing being comfortable. So then, look at the shoulder joints If I say so, move the mind on the shoulder joints, be there, feel the sensation. When you feel the sensation, you are comfortable. You experience the sense of steadiness. That is what it is. The mind goes to the hip joint, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. It is not what I am saying. So now, look at every joint. Is it comfortable? Is it comfortable? Means it is a knowledge that you have. And that knowledge leads you to experience. You may like to look at the elbow joints. Feel the sensation, being comfortable, and experience the steadiness. So, we have a confirmation when we have an experience of sensation, comfortable as a knowledge and experience, and steadiness. So what is that confirmation? Okay, we have started working on the mind. You don't need a lot of tools to work on the mind. It is as simple as that. You cannot make a seed tree overnight, even if you put 100 gallons of water, 1 ton of fertilizer. No, it takes time. Slow and steady, slowing down the mind. We will add one more step here, being carefree. Look inside your head, and you will have a sensation, you have some thoughts coming and going. Let it come and go. So I gave metaphor and analogy. What is that? Two analogy. Two. Any one you can apply. Sometime we see, look into the sky, the birds are flying from one side to the other. We enjoy that. We see, look at 100 of birds. But we lose awareness of the space in which the birds are flying. Similarly, we lose awareness of the mental space where thoughts are coming and going. So what is the message here? Do nothing. Let the thought come and go. Let the thought stay. Let the thought remain there. Let it come. Let it go. You are not inviting any thought, but the thoughts are entering by default. Let it happen. And the second example I gave, you're standing across a road, watching the traffic moving. That raises your awareness to a point from where the journey of meditation really starts. In advanced journey, I ask my students to remain in being comfortable and being carefree more than 10 minutes. Why? To find out if the impurities are being removed, if the distraction of the mind is dropped, there is a natural focus. But in the beginning it is not possible. You see, I'm making you understand every step, and that is how you do it. Then only you will succeed. So now we do the breathing to goal of the breathing. Don't go back to your previous information. If I do Nadi Shodhan, if I do Bhastrika, there's a belly breath, the fire breath, and there are a lot of beautiful names. We are not there. No, we are very simple. So according to the Patanjali, the chains of the breath, depending on your level, degree of impurities, will change the state of the mind. That is what we are looking for. So what we do, look inside the belly in the space. Mind has to work. Remember one thing, it is the mind that does the karma. We talk a lot about karma, law of karma, law of destiny. One thing that when you understand and become aware, it is the mind that does the karma. On a highway, you see the vehicles are running. Actually, it's a wrong statement. The driver is running that vehicle. Similarly, body is not running. Body doesn't do any karma. It is the mind that drives the body. So we use the mind to do karma on the breath. So look deep inside the belly button and start breathing long and the fast breath from both the nostrils together. That's really good. You need not to think. Continue. 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 And now stop this breathing. There is a change in experience, and that is what we are going to realize. And the most common step that I always like to give, look at the head and the neck. Look at the head and the neck. Be there. So once you are there, so feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now, how you raise your awareness, the greater the awareness like this, it will naturally move the mind within. So let me make it very clear to you. First, move your mind on the right arm. So what happens? You become aware of the right arm. But this is not the step. The step is hidden deeper inside. So once the mind goes to the right arm, you feel it. So that feeling is nothing but awareness and your experience. And what is the feeling? Sensation. There is also another feeling, a sense of relaxation. There is another feeling, a sense of stillness. Have you heard, whatever the mind perceives, the mind becomes like that object? So it is not the object of right arm, it is an experience of sensation, relaxation and stillness. The mind becomes like this. That is the key. And people do the practice, they say, okay, I know it. You are scanning the body. Meditation is not an X-ray. Move the mind on the left arm. You see, we start with an object, but the goal is not an object, not to scan it. And we miss that. How? I claim that I know it. No master claims that they know it. The mind goes to the left arm, be there, feel the sensation. Relaxation and stillness. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at the chest and the belly. Look at the chest and the belly. Feel the sensation. Relaxation and stillness. You see that why I use the term sensation, relaxation and stillness. 99% of our people, we experience relaxation by becoming unconscious, taking a hard drink, sleeping, unconscious. So we have an unconscious state in relaxation. When this mind is educated to experience that relaxation and the stillness consciously, the mind naturally moves with it. Buddha says in Eightfold Path, right effort. See that. I strictly adhere to these principles. And move the mind on the spine from the neck bone to the tailbone. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Mind goes to right leg. So is your mind aware that this right leg is a device we are using, if I say so? And from there we lift the mind to experience a feeling, a sensation, a relaxation and stillness. Can you divide relaxation into two parts? Can you divide stillness into two parts? No. Now see that? The Master says, in this way you are educating the mind. What? To become objectless. The journey is too far. A seed will become tree after a few months. But in every step our goal is clear. That is why I said that many people here, no, you scan the body, it's kind of relaxation, it is not meditation. We are overpowered by our wrong notion. What I have to say? Nothing. I enjoy. I tell them you're right. Move the mind on the left leg. I'm using these, small thoughts in betweens so that if your mind is still guided by the wrong notion, just drop it during the practice and see what happens. The mind goes to the left leg, feeling the sensation. Relaxation and stillness. Now Google out what is relaxation. You will have more than 50 definitions of relaxation from the modern science. We have only one, so there is no confusion. When the mind that is scattered outside is gathered within, in the field of awareness, that is relaxation. Modern science, they say stress response, and opposite of stress response is relaxation response. One of the great pioneers from the Harvard University. We say simply, the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. You're looking at the body. Again, see, body is an instrument. We are not scanning. It is not a scanning, it is an awareness. And we are waiting there. The mind should rise above that, the entire shape and the size of the body. What is that rising above? It is the state of sensation, relaxation, and the stillness. Now, when we treat the path of higher meditation or mindfulness, until this step, the Master declares that we are preparing not only to purify the mind, but also to raise its awareness that it has to discover the true nature. So until this step, we say it is an external steps. Now casually look inside the head in the space. I have to play with these words. So just look inside the head and the mind is aware of the space or blankness or emptiness. The mind has started living within. You look inside the heart, be there. And when you realize, experience that the mind likes to live in the space or emptiness or blankness or darkness, whatever you say. So, what is the main point here? The mind does not want to stick to any object received from the world outside. And if that happens, magic happens. But still, we have many steps in order to help the mind to continue to live within in many ways. So look at the breath. Look at the breath. It means the mind should know the breath. So the breath is going in and out. First knowledge or first awareness or first experience. I know you have heard that. I say that this is the first point of awareness, my friends. First point of awareness, what is that? I consciously, continuously know at this moment the breath is going in and out. Now differentiate it with when someone teaches you focus on the breath. Second point of knowledge and awareness is when the breath goes and you feel the sensation of the breath inside the nose, when the breath comes out, you feel the sensation of the breath. Third point is very interesting. Only the magic happens. You do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Why I say so? The mind that is impure, filled with ignorance, naturally learn the habit of distraction, will change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So what should I do? Even if it changes the rate and the rhythm of the breath, become aware. Greater the awareness, it will not change. 3. Pointed awareness of the breath, not focus on the breath. The moment you focus, the mind says, okay, now I will work on you. So it changes. It says this is not good. Then it changes again. Then it says it is not fair. Then it says it is good. It gives me pleasing sensation. And then you are lost in the mind. I'll explain you in detail. At this point, you're looking at the breath going in and out. You are feeling the sensation of the breath. You're not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Now, where is your house? Oh, my house is in New Jersey, in India. Okay. And what is India? Where is in India? It is in Asia. No, it is on the earth. And then where is the earth? So gradually what happens, we see that the space is the container of everything. Why I said so? Let us move a little deeper. Every time you are aware of the breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation, no change. You're also aware of the space behind that moving breath as a container. The goal is not to focus on the breath. The goal is to see, to perceive, to get a glimpse of objectlessness in the mind. So just maintain your awareness on the space as a container. That space never changes. It's a reference point for the mind to be educated. Physically, even the space is expanding. We are talking about that space in which this physical space is also expanding. After all, there has to be a container. See that? Now our mind is agitated. Means what? We need to go back to the previous steps to purify the mind. It is not that this meditation or that meditation. I believe you all are picking up. Understanding. So what should I do? The mind is agitated. I go back, look at the breath that is going in and out. Second point of awareness, feeling the sensation of the breath. Third point of awareness, no change, and still I experience the change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. My intention is not changing. So there is a subconscious, habitual intention. Okay, let it be. So the moment you look behind all the 3-point awareness of the breath into the space, you will discover the breath stops changing. It is such a beautiful experience. I can tell you. The mind has a conscious experience that all the 3-pointed awareness of the breath is happening in the space. In the space there is no change. Then what happens? You enjoy. The mind has no doubt. Mind is not agitated how long we have to do this awareness of the breath. The mind is totally absorbed deep inside. It does not move the body. Buddha says, later masters in Buddhist tradition, what they say? They gave it a different name to point out that deeper state. Anapan-sati. Anapan-sati. So we are in Anapan-sati. It is always good to understand clearly. Why? When there is a clear understanding, first is you have a conviction. Second, no doubt and confusion. Then what happens? The mind follows the practice 100%. And then you get the result. How simple. Now doing nothing. Remain as you are. Abhyas Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha. If the regular practice does not lead to an experience of dispassion, it's a big topic. You're not doing a practice. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We are not in a hurry. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Raise both your hands and place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Firstly, I see your door, not you.
Well,
now I see you.
My body was in space for sure.
That's good.
And I was very aware and alert the whole time. My mind kept going out a little bit, but then I would go back to my breathing and your voice.
Yes.
And I had a very physical experience. At one point, my body felt like it was a caterpillar or something.
That's good.
And it had light coming out of it.
That's a beautiful experience. That drops.
Yeah, that was nice.
But
I couldn't get back there.
Oh, very good. And how are you, Samir?
Very good, sir. Long, and it was around half an hour was there, but it was just, I was thinking that I should have stayed in this state for much longer time. As I was staying, I was not feeling to open my eyes.
Very good.
Thinking that let me close my eyes and sit like that. But you told me just open your eyes. And I could not keep my eyes closed. But I was enjoying your voice and your...
See the beautiful, most beautiful point. The mind by default is scattered outside in millions of directions. It has a sense of anxiety even when we start meditating. Oh, let us close your eyes. And there are flickering in the eyelids and the eyeball moves. But this is just the opposite. The mind does not want to return from inside. That is a success.
Yes, 1 or 2 years back it was like that. I used to think that when sir will end the meditation.
Practice, yeah.
Now I think that sir should continue the meditation. So that is the difference which is coming.
Yeah, that is because of your commitment and the regular practice. How are you, Shobha?
Fine, sir.
Fine, happy. And how about Pushkar?
Sir, body relax, your mind will 80-90%.
Oh, very good, very good, very. Shobha, you want to say something? You want to say something?
Yes, sir. तो बीच में थोड़ा सा break हो गया, but better.
Right. So simple. I always say a simple thing. I cannot use the manual of iPhone to know and understand my television set. The manuals are different. So the manual of meditation is different from the manuals of science. Just make it. We are not going against anything. So the manuals of the science aims at objective reality, the material phenomena. And the manuals of the Eastern wisdom means the teachings of our master aims at discovery of our true nature. A food for your mind for about a week. We will meet again next week.